Oh my god. We're live.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to Blood on the Bayou. Something fell in my room. Don't know what that was. The Vampire Chronicle we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Julia, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. I am joined by my full cast of wonderful players, and tonight we will start introductions with Drevian.
Drevian, I'm playing Simon DeLuca, the lunatic tailor.
And Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin. I'm playing Rahab Granger, and she would totally drink cucumber water if she wasn't a vampire.
Wasn't it Graber?
Monster.
Graber,
not Granger. Sorry, as I forget my own last name.
It happens.
It's fine.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I'm playing Catriona, a lawyer and necromancer for Clan Giovanni, who may be a monster, but she doesn't drink cucumber water.
And so let me drink my cucumber water here real quick. And Katie?
Hi, my name is Katie. I play Mercy Ransom, the Toreador tour guide and Primogen.
And Shawnee.
I'm Shawnee, and I'm playing Gras Vincente, the Asamite sorceress and assassin. But that sort of goes hand in hand with Asamite.
Yeah, it's in the name. So, as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, fuck the Supreme Court, fuck Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Apparently, fuck cucumber water.
Yeah.
Poor Austin.
Wizards of the Coast is still on my fuck you list. For me, they haven't done enough to heal the damage they've done.
Listen, if you beat them enough with the your bad stick, they eventually learn the lesson. So
I play Magic the Gathering. I can demonstrate. I will verify that is absolutely not true.
If you beat them enough with the "we're not giving you money anymore" stick.
Oh, that might work. Okay,
that's what happened.
So last time, our coterie was at Elysium after Mercy Ransom had just been awarded the title of Primogen. Needing some guidance in her newfound role, Mercy talked to Guillaume, so that Austin doesn't hit me through the screen, about her new duties as the Primogen for Clan Toreador, which Kat played a wonderful, I will go with associate for that interaction. Meanwhile, Charlotte met up with Azra and Guire to have a small conversation about the goings-on and sparked the beginnings of the idea that maybe it is a good time for Alexander to come out of hiding. Charlotte gave Azra a room key to spend some time with her, which prompted Guire to go to higher vantage points to just sort of watch the crowd as it mingled. Mercy made her way home as well as Kat did, Mercy getting to be in her own home for the first time in about 3 days. As the two of them left, Madame Morgane Saint Julien entered Elysium and attempted to secret herself into a small offshoot to have a conversation with an unknown figure at the time, having conversations about Transylvanian soil that Guire was able to listen into, and then follow said mysterious figure who later became known as Glory. Which Guire interrogated with gun to her head. Very cool for that moment, by the way. And they then took their conversation to a much less public area, and Glory informed her that Madame Morgane had been purchasing 2 pounds of Transylvanian soil. Putting together some pieces, Guire thought it best to go talk immediately to the prince, who after a small bit of conversation, decided, what the hell, one Primogen down, another to go, and instructed her to bring her to an abandoned warehouse in the central business district. Guire asked dead or alive, and she said preferably still alive, as much of a facsimile of that as you all are. On her return home, Mercy did a FBI sweep of her house to make sure that there was no leftover surprises from her sister's visit. However, she did find one single decaying rose on her pillow. Informing the group of what she had found, Kat immediately asked, "Are you hitting on me?" To which Mercy said, "Get your head out of your ass." And the group decided that this is still an old threat, not a new one. After getting rest for the night, the group then made their way to the Live-A-Day Chapel. Kat talked to some nearby spirits to get a closer eye on the inside, and then the group went, and after what can only be called undead shenanigans, the guards were led away by Kat and Mercy, whilst Azra and Guire made their way into Madame Morgane's study, making very quick work of her with some extremely good rolls. They then made their way back to the warehouse, where they encountered Simone with a chair constructed out of many, many pieces of rebar. They then chained Morgane.
We're taking over the city, folks.
I'd say what?
Listen, 3 days till the Justicars come, might as well.
It's the worst time to take over the city.
So they chained Madame Morgane to said rebar chair, cut off her hands, and removed the stake.
That's right.
And there was some double talking done, to which pretty much everybody in the group went, cut the bullshit.
And the attempts to explain your magic away were cut off by the other magic user in the room.
Yes. And we ended our episode with Simone grabbing Morgane's face and holding her steady to look her in the eyes and say, "Tell me everything." Our camera tonight opens on a scene on top of a warehouse. A woman who is roughly 5'7", wearing tattered black jeans tucked into combat boots, a black cami and a red leather jacket, whose brown hair is braided and tossed to one side, is typing a message into a cell phone. The words that all the viewers can see are simply, "She's been captured." After hitting send, she then types, "Burn it down." As we go back to our group, the 5 of you are in the warehouse with Morgane staring very straight into the eyes of Simone. And after just a moment, she begins laughing.
Can I start with a question?
Yes.
Warehouses don't have insulation on the roof. Would Simon be able to hear somebody walking up there?
Not this warehouse.
Okay.
Morgane simply looks her in the eye and says, "Cute trick. It won't work." I know your clan's abilities, and I did my best to counteract that. I think I've done a damn good job of it, too.
Sorry, what did I miss?
The cutaway scene was a woman in tattered jeans, combat boots, a black cami, red leather jacket with brown braided hair, typing 2 messages into a cell phone. One was she has been captured, and the second one, burn it down. And as the scene goes back to you guys, after Simone said, "Tell me everything," Morgan began to wickedly laugh.
All right.
Well,
Madam, I really don't want to have to do this, but if you don't comply, I'm going to have to make your body an open door for any ghost that wants to possess you to just walk right in.
Simone will let go of her face. Morgan turns back and looks at you.
And I have a ghost friend. You don't want him in your body.
Giovanni.
Oh, good. You do understand basic clans.
You incestuous little whelp.
I don't fuck my siblings. That's other people in the clan. But that's besides the point. You can keep throwing out all of the insults about my people, whatever else you want. But I will open you wide up to the other side. And your not very biting words aren't going to change that. Complying with what your prince says will.
While Kat's talking to her, Simon's going to type on his phone and show it to probably Guire. It's like, ask Alexander if he knows anything about stopping like clan powers or whatever.
Just nod at Simon.
So
His name
Simon will
left me
shoot
green.
off that message.
Okay. She'll look at Simone and smile. You're in luck. Possession isn't really on my list of things I wish to have happen tonight. Most of this was not, but it's fine. Yes, I got the dirt to locate. Of course, once I followed through with that, I would get the dirt to by Labog, because he's no longer in Lake Pontchartrain. I personally do not know where he is, and neither do the people I'm working. Neither do my associates.
Or was the way you were intending to end that sentence.
Oh no, she would never end that sentence like that. That's why she corrected
no.
herself, because
That's
she would
why
never.
she stopped herself.
Yeah.
But that's how she was intending to end that sentence before she realized what she was saying.
Feel bad about being under someone else's heel, do we?
And it's almost like she notices you and Azure for the first time. My former pet.
Daddy?
I'm sorry, the timing, that was perfect. Azure will simply put a hand on a a sheathed knife. And she'll look at Guire. It's good for you figuring out how to reverse that. Good
It
for you.
wasn't hard.
Took about 80 years.
And about one knife stroke to undo it.
She will just sort of crack her neck and roll it. Anybody who wants to can give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 8.
Nice.
7 with my
Difficulty 8.
perception. I have a success.
Simon's
also have a
aspects
success.
3.
I can roll a die.
Three successes.
Okay. So for Mercy, Cat, and Guire, the three of you, when she tilts her head to the left, there is just the smallest little symbol on her neck, just barely peeking up above her collar. Simon, with your special eyes, as you look on, stretching, it's almost like your brain kicks into pattern recognition.
It does that.
And it fills in the rest of a sigil that's been tattooed onto her neck.
Is it one that Simon has any knowledge of?
This is when I'm trying to remember. Guire, you shared the scrolls with everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks extremely similar to what's on the back of Azra's neck.
Simon will quietly comment that to Guire.
Who, having noticed the mark, but not what it was, and hearing that, can she throw a knife and hit that mark?
Oh dear. Because I was about to walk up and just pull down on the to expose it more.
You can make that attempt, yes. I'm going to up the difficulty to hit that spot by 2.
Okay.
So difficulty 8 instead of a difficulty 6.
Don't botch, I don't want to be stabbed in the hand.
Well, now that you've said that,
You go to reach up, but just right in between the fingers.
Spend and willpower.
That'd be brilliant.
I mean, I kind of want to be stabbed in the hand, I'll be honest.
6 successes.
So in concurrent motions, as this conversation is happening between Simon and Guire, Kat, you walk up and go to pull down her collar, and as soon as the full sigil is exposed, there's a knife that slides across it and clatters against the rebar behind her, and just a black ooze starts pouring out onto her shoulder.
One toss to undo that one, too.
Nice shot. Thank you for being a nice shot as I pull my hand back.
Arrogant little worm.
What's that?
One more of her control sigils. Same thing that she used on Azra.
But it's on her.
But it's on her. I'm assuming it's how she controls the things.
or someone's controlling her.
Possibly. It's possible. And honestly, breaking that makes me intrigued to see which way it went.
Can I occult roll this?
How will we
It's
know
like-
which way it went?
The occult roll sounds interesting.
Intelligence and occult difficulty 9 for anybody who wants to
I can
jump
make that
into
roll.
this.
It won't be great, but I can make it.
Not a botch, so
Occult.
there is
No, just a failure. I was like, was that a botch?
9. 1 success.
One success.
Okay, so the two, Cat, you've got no fucking clue how that works. That's Tremere magic. You don't fuck with that shit. Simon and Guire, you know that sigils have to be placed there by somebody who's generally have to be placed there by somebody who's doing the magic.
Mhm.
Meaning that unless she's very good at tattooing at this angle, she didn't put that there.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that it wasn't her spell.
But someone put it there for her.
Someone put it there. And now that you all have a closer look, it is a reversed symbol
Of what was on Azra's neck.
of what was on Azra's neck.
Now, whoever put that one there for you? My prince, would you like to try your trick again?
There's the briefest second of just oh shit that comes over Morgan's face that immediately flashes back to confidence.
I was gonna.
What? You didn't think I could put together control rune in reverse means prevent control rune?
What was that, Drevian?
I was gonna ask if Simon can aura perception, but if it flashes across her face, I'm not sure if he needs it.
Simone goes over and grabs her face again a little tighter as you all see just fingernails digging into skin. Tell me everything. Now. Because once this is over, this is not going to be good for you. She releases her face. Morgan's head lolls back for a second. I'm working for some people.
Don't say.
I don't know if any of you know her.
Worth a shot.
I mean, at this point, there's even odds that the name, that even if it's a different one than the ones we have, their name is Elaine at this. Because
Jeremy, I swear to God, I was thinking the exact same thing.
we just need to kill everybody in the world named Elaine. Fine.
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe. Can't take any chances.
Are any of you familiar with Glory?
All right, tell me the details.
I don't know. Is Simon? I have no idea who Simon's familiar with.
Anybody who wants to can roll intelligence and streetwise. Difficulty 7.
I the hell not.
2 successes. I'm doing good tonight.
Nope.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I just spoke to her like an hour ago.
Yeah, no.
That slash goes before the R.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rolling for giggles, but the odds of me actually knowing anything are real low. So
So, Simon, the name sounds familiar. That's definitely like a street name and not somebody's real name. But you've heard the name Glory spoken around the few times you've been at Elysium outside of, this week. And a few of the vampires who've come into your shop to get things have mentioned her, but nothing really has ever stood out about Glory. Just that she seems to be a person who can get things.
So she works a lot like Cat's good aunt. And
Yes.
item acquisition. And Simon kind of says that out loud. Except uses the aunt's actual name.
Brenna.
Corinna.
That is one way to think of her. Yes.
But
What's
that's
the
not
more
a real name.
accurate way?
Acquisitions expert. Yes. The more accurate way is a hurricane in a bottle.
Hurricane Bottle. Simon looks at Guire.
No, Guire's not the hurricane. She's the eye of the storm. There's a difference.
Simon doesn't understand idioms anyways.
She was Sybil's backup.
Good to know.
Sorry. Backup for.
Oh, Sybil intended for. She knew shit would hit the fan, one way or another. Whether it be that her plan didn't go according to plan, or the mirror was destroyed, or
All of the above.
And since Gloria is now running around doing things, I can only assume that means you didn't. She'll look at Simone. You killed Sybil?
Point.
Guire's just like folding her thumb over her fingers for a minute.
To clarify, you're working for the backup to the Sabbat.
Solely because the leader is dead.
It doesn't change the fact that you're the underling for second choice now.
That's almost pathetic.
It would have to climb to get to pathetic. Okay. What is she doing then?
Aside from turning you over.
Sometimes we back the wrong horse. It's quite simple. Mayhem. Destruction.
Standards about motivations, all right.
It's quite beautiful, actually. There's too many of them for all of our forces to possibly intercept and stop. So, with 3 days till the Justicars come, she says, looking at Simone, we'll take the city before they get here. Of course, I won't do anything, because I will be dust in the wind before, I would say, an hour or so. If the faces in this group tell me anything.
Wasn't
I
the
think,
point?
I think you're giving yourself too much credit. I don't think you're going to last the next 10 minutes.
Wasn't the point to kill the
So
Justicars?
short-sighted.
take the
There's
city
so much
before-
more value. Sorry, go ahead.
Wasn't the point to kill the Justicars? If they take the city beforehand, they wouldn't show up. They would change plans.
unless there's no way for them to know. The communication chain has already started to break down. I'm certain we can't ignore the possibility that somewhere in that security chain is someone
One more
on-
traitor.
Exactly.
Already
If the
uncovered a good
Justicards
handful.
don't know, they can't. Yes, we see the smile. If the Justicards don't know, they can't have they don't have any reason not to show up.
Is it even a chain at this point, or just a bunch of broken links?
Oh, I'm sure there's an information chain. If I were a Justicar, first of all, I would not be me, but that's not the point. If I were a Justicar and I had the power, resources, and influence that I assume someone in the Camarilla's inner circle has, I would have redundancies upon redundancies to make sure that the place that I go to is not a death trap. And I'm sure that Sybil and Glory have done their best to compromise any and all of those redundancies. Wow. Also, people are being short-sighted because there is so much more that we can do to somebody like this if they stay alive longer.
Yeah, but the longer they stay alive, the more they regrow their hands and have a chance to do something stupid.
It's easy to cut off hands. Like,
yeah, but you have to be aware of it and cut them off when they regrow. Don't get.
Oh, look, the hand is starting to grow back. Like
it.
Did you say we should cut off her hands?
This is a real quick way out for somebody who has apparently done as much harm to some people in this group as she has.
I mean, I've got a sword. I'll cut her hands off as many times as I please.
Also, she can't use her hands if she's, I don't know, paralyzed or mummified or staked or
the possibilities are endless.
Suffering from rigor mortis.
If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that any internment short of final death is surmountable, Guire says, leaning on Azra's shoulder.
I mean, there was a big mistake there, and I'm not trying to say that that is a bad thing. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to disparage in any way, but the mistake there was letting Ezra walk around and trusting in the magic, and again, not having redundancies in place. This dumb bitch is lucky that there wasn't a random accident that caused a wound across the back of the neck at some point.
In any case, the final decision is really up to the prince. So
absolutely, I'm just saying.
Your thoughts?
You're thinking short term.
Besides, if you really wanted to make that last, you could just grab her ghost.
My thoughts are that
not everybody leaves a ghost.
Has more information to tell us. It's very simple for her to keep rambling, but hopefully, if we ask the right questions, she will inform us what's going on.
I think she's stalling for time more than anything.
Ooh, no.
Simon wants to orate that one.
Yeah. Perception, empathy, difficulty 8, reduced by your aspects.
Dice. 4 successes.
Yeah, she's full of shit.
He's absolutely stalling for time. Yeah.
Let me get the actual. What color is her aura currently? There is a little bit of light green, a lot of red, and a little bit of orange. For those of you following along at home, that is distrustful, angry, and afraid.
Does Simon say anything about it?
I was not entirely sure how to make out, like, extract angry from the situation.
Mhm.
Like, anger doesn't immediately tell that she's just full of shit. Or at least not on its own. The afraid seems like she might be a little bit afraid of what her fate's going to be at the end of this.
You know,
But if we're talking people with contingencies, there's almost certainly some kind of warning that things have gone wrong with her, especially if the Sabbat have been trying to counteract the Camarilla contingencies. The window we've got before they find out she's gone and start acting on it is probably narrowing if it hasn't already shut.
I mean, we should be doing something regardless. I don't think they're going to mount a rescue attempt.
No, but
No.
An important question is, how long would it take them to realize that we have her?
Is she wearing anything like a necklace or anything like that?
She has a number of necklaces. Her hands had a number of rings.
Yeah, no fair. Excuse me, what? I'm just gonna reach out and grab one and just snap it off her neck. Doesn't matter which one. I'm not going for anything particular. Now, I just want you to know, if you do try and escape, I will be able to find you. And more specifically, if you try to escape, I am going to set some servants of mine to drive you slowly insane. Night overnight, until you're no longer in control of your faculties. Keep in mind, once I start that, I don't even get to control what happens to it. I can tell them to stop. But whatever they do to you, it's not me, it's them. So as you are losing your mind, we will be able to locate you. And your increasingly fractured state will make it that much easier because you'll start doing irrational things.
Still aura reading.
And then when we find you, then I will let Walter possess you.
Ooh. She still has that shit-eating grin on her face, but Simon, her aura has almost completely gone orange.
After Cat's speech, Simon will just straight up ask her, would they even try to save you, or would they just kill you with us?
Probably the second, which is why I'm saying we should probably wrap this up soon before an RPG comes through the window.
Simone will sort of look at you. You what?
Rocket propelled grenade, modern weaponry.
Big boom.
Simon just starts info dumping anything he knows about what an RPG is.
Big boom come through window or wall. We all go.
After hearing that explanation, that sounds delightful.
Well, except for the fact that all of us would probably die.
Eh.
So I don't have to hear that explanation again.
It's just concussive force.
The good ones know how to start a fire with it too.
I mean, I've had amnesia once. What's the second time?
Yeah.
Speaking of fire, should we burn this place down and get on our way?
Why are we lighting the place on fire?
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
that I'm confused about.
Where have you been?
I don't
thought
know.
we were cutting off her hands.
Yeah, why are we lighting the place on fire? I thought the boom was gonna light the place on fire.
Oh no, I'm referring specifically to her.
Wait a minute.
Short-sighted, but
There's something in this I'm glossing that's being glossed over. Amnesia.
we're not. No. This isn't a. This is about you.
No. Nobody deserves that.
I'm not giving. No. I'm not saying. I'm not saying give her amnesia. I'm saying we're not talking about.
Yeah, that was from Simone. That was from Morgan. Something was being glossed over thing.
Oh, gotcha.
That was her trying to be a shit.
I mean, unless you were involved in the amnesia and you're just wanting clarification. You're not saying no, and now I think I'm the only person. No, I'm one of two people probably advocating for you not to be killed right now.
Yes, clarification, absolutely on that train.
When you consider that you're sharing it with Kat, who is only asking for her to not be killed right now so that she can be tormented later, you might want to reconsider your seat.
Oh, that's the best part about the whole thing, though. It gives her hope that you can crush on a daily basis. There's that hope of I can get free that never pans out.
Anyways,
back to me,
Prince. What should we do with her then? Are we cutting off her hands or setting her on fire or what?
Her hands are already cut off.
I just want to make it clear. I just want to make it clear that I am not out for revenge on anybody that had anything to do with my amnesia. Because that is my past, and it has built me into who I am. And who I am is the Toreador Primogen. So I can give you one single finger on what I think about what you did in the past. You cannot bring me down. I've already been down, and I got back up, bitch.
I was merely going to state I was the one who wrote the spell on the amulet that got rid of your memories. I'm glad to see you overcame it.
I'm just that good.
You know, it's more effective to say those things when you don't have that self-satisfied tone in your voice.
I don't know how she can maintain it when I've already countered literally everything that she's
she
tried to
knows
do to
she's
protect herself.
Fucked already. At this point, what does she have to lose?
Mm.
Because y'all are gonna kill her in like 3 minutes.
The prince hasn't answered the question of what we're doing.
I wanted Mercy to possibly have a bit of clarification for past events. But if she sees no more use, I have one more question, Morgan. I know that the Mardi Gras was a big part of the whole plan. Why tonight? Other than all of the millions of people that will be here, why tonight? And she just sort of smiles. Well, to put it simply, this will cause the most damage.
Bunch of short.
And I think, and then everybody's phone will go off.
Mhm. Guire will check in
Fuck.
immediately.
Phone.
Each of you are given different coordinates in the city and numbers.
From
Destiny.
Casualties numbers, I'm assuming.
Or
Sabat numbers.
Or Sabat numbers.
Does Simon have an idea of where the coordinates are at?
You're all given different sets. Yours, roughly right outside the Lake Pontchartrain Hotel, with the number 25.
where's Guire's coordinates at?
Let me open maps. I had these all planned.
Simon's gonna not even gonna ponder. Simon's just gonna text back. What's the 25 mean?
Troop members.
Ours? Question mark.
No.
The
Guire.
numbers, and Simon will comment that out loud. That it's like the numbers are Sabat.
Simon, yours is right outside the New Orleans Museum of Art. Not Simon, Guire, sorry. And that is 10.
Yep, 10 of them are trying to break into Elysium.
What have I got?
You have it is, if you had to guess based on where the dot pulls up when you look into it, it's right smack dab in the middle of the French Quarter.
Nice.
And
They're
30.
breaking into Simon's store. How
30.
dare they?
Look up at the rest of the group. This means
Bad.
Means the Sabat are done playing around.
okay. So I take it that we are supposed to be at these places as soon as possible?
wait,
Either that or it's just an update. I don't know what you're gonna do to 30 Sabat.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not.
what?
Prince,
Simon's just gonna
no,
text Destiny. It's like most of us are not combatants.
Prince, no offense. I'm not going up against 25 or 30 Sabat with everybody in this room there.
I will.
Yeah, we.
I mean, you're
You're
welcome to try.
insane.
Simon's going to whisper to Guire.
No, she's religious.
I thought I was deranged. Are you sure she's not delusional?
My statement stands, Guire.
All right, Prince. I think she's stalled enough. I think we have a city to defend.
So can we give Cat a new toy to play with or what? Like,
Well, this is the least of my problems. Do what you want. I mean, you're going to do anyways, but
Would you like the honors, or may I, my prince?
I just want to do one thing first. And Simone will walk over, press her fingers right on the jaw line, and just start pressing until Morgan opens her mouth. She reaches in, grabs out her tongue, and then in just one fluid motion, rips it out of her mouth.
Rahab is leaving.
nice technique.
Thank you.
it was amazing.
Just know in the afterlife that you did this to yourself. There was a time that we could have actually potentially been friends and worked better this city. And as soon as she finishes that sentence, there is a just ball of blood that smacks into her eye as Morgan spits in her face. Kill her.
Dwyer just sort of steps up, drawing one of her knives. You know, for Sybil, I actually felt pity. She didn't ask for any of this. She had it forced on her, and as much as she needed to go, she stumbled into the situation. You, I got none, she says, and she just sort of drives the knife into her skull until she stops moving and starts to dust.
Okay, that's taken care of.
So
I'm
back to
gonna really quick witness of death. See if she does have a ghost.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. 2 successes. So has Kat been around a lot of people who've just immediately died?
I like to imagine yes.
Okay. So there's this weird moment of, and you've seen it before, probably a dozen times, the soul just
Right.
sitting up out of the body and taking a step back.
Okay. I am going to use Necromancer Sepulchre Path 5.
Oh god.
To reach out, grab the ghost by the head, and beat the ghost to death.
Into oblivion.
Yes.
Oh, you turned into a ghost. No, we're not done yet.
Yeah, it stands out. Let's see if I actually do it. But grab by like the bit of hair on the top of the head, and just
Please roll that.
Yep.
see, I'm picturing more of like hold by the hair of the head and just like doing.
What is her willpower as a wraith?
Oh gods. That's a great question. Is it the same as it would have been if she was alive?
I would maybe like that's always a judgment call. Like, did they lose willpower?
Yeah, did dying shake something loose? Yeah.
I'm going to go with 6.
6. Okay.
Shake a few things loose.
I'm curious because Simon was already focusing on her. Can he see her aura? Can he see her aura now that she's dead?
No, it went completely away.
Okay.
Which is a different sensation for you, just the lack of an aura completely.
I spent a willpower on this.
Okay.
So there's 1 lethal damage, and I'm just gonna keep
2.
at it
2 actually.
Or 2, you're right, because I spent willpower. Because here's the key: she can't touch me.
Yeah.
So I just proceed to slowly beat the ghost until it loses all of its corpus levels and
Watching-
gets sucked into oblivion.
So
Watching Kat do this, can Simon try to aura read the ghost? Just to see it?
you can attempt. I will raise the difficulty by 1. I know your Auspex sort of makes that negligible, but okay, no.
Oh.
It's not a botch. It's just a lot of ones.
That is, yeah, wow.
So for the rest of you, as Morgan ashes, Kat very quickly walks up to the rebar chair and just holds her hands out and starts punching the air while screaming.
Oh no!
Oh no, she doesn't scream. She's Kat.
Silent, emotionless.
Oh, even worse. Just straight up punching the air repeatedly. And I mean, to the rest of you, it just looks like she kind of went insane for a second, but
Eventually, like, all right, we don't have to worry about her anymore.
Fair enough. All right, we need to work on the problems that are happening here.
Does
Yeah.
Simon ever get a response from Destiny?
Question. Have we made each other aware of the fact that we have different coordinates?
Guire didn't say. What Guire did say was that 10 of them are trying to break into Elysium. If anyone else put that together, then
Simon probably would have commented out loud that it's his is 25 at the hotel.
So Guara has 10. Simon, you got 25. What else do we have?
Yeah, I look at mine finally for the first time.
If the sounds of violence have ended, Rahab will walk back in. 30 in the French Quarter.
And I have
20.
I feel
Sorry,
feel like
20
it's
in the
funny.
French Quarter.
I feel like it's funny to point out the sounds of violence would have ended before the violence. So Rahab could have very easily walked in just to see Cat punching at nothing.
Brain completely empty. Kat, yours is the New Orleans hospital. What did I? Yeah, the hospital, specifically the one that Rahab worked at.
Okay. And how many?
15.
Okay.
Can Simon try to piece together any sort of pattern to this?
It just looks. You can attempt. Go ahead and give me. Intelligence.
Enigmas. Or wait, Enigmas isn't a thing in this one. Investigation.
Yeah,
Potentially.
investigation. Difficulty 7.
2 successes.
Um.
Simon's smart.
So let's see. The French Quarter. The hospital. Museum of Art.
And then whatever Mercy's is.
The Lake Pontchartrain Hotel.
I thought that was
Simon's is like
Simon's.
Yeah.
Simon.
Brain. I had these marked.
At the same time, because of all the activity, Simon probably knows any and all of the parade routes that are happening at any given.
Hold on.
Choose your
Sorry
switch
about
to the
that. I
BRB.
accidentally hit a button and we briefly went back to the coming online screen, but we're back to normal.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
I
Technology.
grabbed my mouse. It's a wireless mouse, so it doesn't react until you click something. And it
Mm.
just so happened I hadn't taken it off the transition button. We're good though. Sorry.
Okay. Mercy, yours is actually in between a bunch of the major hotels.
And the number
30.
30.
Good news, there's only 15. I think it's your hospital.
Yes.
So if you're together, it's a hospital, major parade routes, lodging.
Museum. And the museum and lodgings. Yeah. They're going for population centers.
And infrastructure spots.
Yeah.
Destiny will message back. I'd appreciate all hands, but I understand.
All right.
Destiny
well,
is hoping that
Look,
will
Matt
help with
Simone.
the
Wait.
fighting.
He sent us 5 different coordinates and he wants all hands.
yeah, anyone who can do anything, basically.
Yeah.
Guire will look over to Simone. How many people are still at Elysium right now?
If I had to guess, probably 40.
Enough to put out 10 Sabat?
Yes. I have to go. I have to
Yeah,
go.
moving.
And she just, you all get to see something. So she runs to the door, and then there is the sound of bones breaking, and you all see her just sort of morph down into a raven and take off.
That's a cool trick.
Well,
Oh,
She learned that. She learned animalism.
that's pretty cool.
Well, I guess I'll go to the hospital and pick off 15 Sabat before they cause too many casualties.
I appreciate your willingness to jump straight into fights. However,
I'm not willing to
Who's
jump straight
speaking?
into a fight.
Azra.
Okay.
They will not. And she just sort of looks at the other 4. These are not soldiers.
No,
I
they're
will
not.
blow stuff up and we're going to be at a hospital, so that's not a good idea. Supposedly, that's what people keep telling me.
I mean, I can certainly cause some trouble for a bunch of vampires.
There's only a
Yeah,
couple of
we
us,
know.
by which I say 2, maybe 3 of us. She says, looking at herself, Azra, and potentially, if she's remembered a bunch of it, Mercy,
I remembered
Uh,
all
who can really handle Sabat in a fight.
Ignore that roll.
I'm
just
like,
clicking
I've done
all
Don't
over.
some fighting
necessarily
against-
have to fight the Sabat. We have to, like, reduce casualties.
Yeah, that's by fighting Sabat at the moment, because Sabat are looking for mass murder. You can't pull people out of the way of a Sabat football game. You can only derail it.
No, what we
It's a
need
bot
to
football
do,
game. What?
what we need to do, and Rahab, you can yell at me later, but what we need to do is have this stuff not get publicized. There is no nice way to say this, and again, you can yell at me later, but it does not matter how many mortals die. It matters how many people find out about it.
Well, the more of them die, the harder it is going to be to cover up.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I agree.
I need a perception alertness check, difficulty 7 from everyone.
6.
Ooh.
Nothing.
Perception. Difficulty 6.
Oh,
A
wait,
success
difficulty,
from
difficulty 6.
Rahab.
Damn, I'm just not on it tonight.
Oh, I heard difficulty 7.
Oh, it was 7. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not
Oh,
seven,
that's
right?
7?
Yeah.
I rolled the wrong thing. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Got one.
So those of you who got a success, at least hear the footsteps approaching.
Gun out, pointed.
And then you all hear a
Clapping sound. That's not coming through the mic.
a clapping sound.
Still pointed.
As a woman walks into the warehouse.
Evening glory.
Squire, nice to see you again.
You here to finish off that threat? You want to see who comes out on top?
Kind of, yeah. However, I might have been a little trigger happy when giving the warning and the go ahead to raise this city to the ground. So I'm going to give you lot 5 minutes to talk to me. And she will lean against the wall.
I'm
Simon's
curious
gonna
what you expect to get out of it.
Are we
Simon's
talking?
What do you want to talk about?
glory.
I say, stepping up and folding my hands in front of me like an innocent schoolgirl.
Simon
So
wants to aura
for
perception.
the rest of you,
I'm just going to take Guire by the shoulder and bring her back.
this woman is about 5'7", wearing ripped black jeans that are tucked into combat boots, a black cami, and a red leather jacket. Her long brown hair in one braid over her left shoulder towards the front.
Yes, to set it on fire, lady, from the beginning. Simon wants to aura perception.
Okay, go ahead and give me your perception and empathy, difficulty 8. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Damn, Trevin, you are on it tonight.
Apparently.
Shit.
So
The
Except
dice
for
have
looking at a
missed
ghost
him.
for the fun of it.
the dice have missed them. So there is, all vampire auras are slightly pale. This one is brighter than usual. But it is, what, stay in my brain, violet.
Violet excited. And by brighter than usual, I imagine it's the not the flaw, the merit. That because Simon also has that merit. Because Simon's aura is also bright.
The human looking aura.
Yeah.
So I'll give you 5 minutes.
All right.
Convince me that what I did was wrong.
Well, really, I don't give a shit.
Where was the where did Austin would Rahab have specifically showed where the dot was in the French Quarter?
Probably not.
Okay.
Morally, I don't care. Logistically, in a matter of your own well-being, this was not a smart move.
Yeah, like I said, I'll admit I jumped the gun a little bit.
Like, what's your end game here?
Currently, I just let a bunch of shovel heads loose.
Mm-hmm.
Later, after the media starts getting wind of people being attacked, fires being started, gunshots going off, that's when I get to finally breach the Masquerade with something as giant as Bayou.
So here's my question for you. Let's say this all works out exactly the way that you want it to. The Masquerade is breached multiple times. Bilabog comes. The Justicars become very well aware of this, or they don't. Maybe they get here before they realize what's happening, and a good number of them die. Let's even say, let's go maximum effectiveness, and all of them die. That is a best case scenario, which I think you and I can both agree is probably unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
Then what? You take the city, you press against Camarilla territory and push up into southern US, maybe somewhere in some places in Europe because of disorganized structure and chaos as people jockey to become the next members of all of that kind of stuff. The problem being that at that point, one of the things that you will be doing is preventing causing a breakdown in the ability to contain all of this. Now, I know you don't care about the Masquerade, but you do care about, I would hope, the way that my people understand it, being outside of both sides and sort of sometimes dealing with both sides. You care about what happens when everything that's a threat that isn't undead comes into the area. What happens when all of a sudden it's very clear that vampires are wreaking havoc in New Orleans and hunters come and other things come and so on. And sure, you're in control of a city. It's also a city that they can come into and potentially follow that trail, not only to kick you out here, and how embarrassing would that be if it's done by a bunch of kind, but to follow that thread to places where you have a stronghold that they don't even know about.
It would be highly embarrassing if this assault here led them back to Mexico.
You're overplaying your hand. You are going to be, and I don't mean to say this, and I don't mean to be insulting when I say this. You're aiming to be the dog that chases the car and then doesn't know what to do once it's caught it.
Dealing with a lot of unstable elements. The dominant just
yeah. The bot and the Camarilla fight for territory all the time. Occasionally, they kick you out of New York City, and you kick them out of, I don't know, somewhere in Texas, or you gain footholds in Florida or wherever. But the fact that you guys are eternally fighting and never defeating the other works for both of you. This will break that. This is something you don't go back from. It's not smart.
I like this one.
Although my question is, even if that did convince you, what are you going to do about it? You've already slipped the leash on 100 shovelheads.
That's true.
A mass break of the Masquerade like this. Wouldn't that also draw werewolves?
Oh, yeah. And if you never dealt with one of them before, they'll rip you the fuck apart.
I think I'd rather go
There-
fight the 30 shovelheads.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure. I'm still skeptical about that.
I had a conversation with at least one.
Fair enough.
I know Destiny told me not to break the Masquerade with the werewolf nearby.
Anyway,
Like in that case, if that's real, there's another problem. Mortal wizards.
Yeah,
You're about to turn everybody's attention your way, as opposed to them fighting each other for eternity.
you want the spotlight, you got it.
human wizard magic, some weird shit.
Wait, there are humans with magic?
Yes.
Yeah. I can tell you about some of them later.
There's
It's a
some in the
weird, it's a
family.
weird trick, and nobody but them really understand it.
She pulls out a cell phone. Look.
Was that supposed to mean something?
What am I looking at?
They're timed.
Ah,
She said
5
we
minutes
have
is
5
up.
minutes.
Look, you do what you want to do.
Oh no, sweetheart, that was the stop text.
Fair enough.
Sent out to 10 cell phones. That should, hopefully, barring any breakdowns or deaths. There's 2 in each squad. So
How many of them do you really think are going to listen? You just turn shovel heads loose and tell them to feed exactly on whatever they want and do whatever they feel like, and then tell them to stop 5 minutes later.
if I had to guess, out of the 10, if I'm lucky, 6. I've slept with 3 of them, so at least those 3.
Fair enough. I mean, that makes the local here job easier. So
Which of the 10, which of the 4 that are likely to not listen? Like which 4 are, what groups are they in?
That would be the hospital and lodgings.
Simon shoots a text off to Destiny to like pay more attention to these.
to the hospital and the lodging.
So now that you've done that, what are you looking for next?
Well, now I'm kind of curious as to why you're here in the first place.
Well, see, I was asking myself the same question. But at the end of the day, Sybil's vision wasn't really mine. I don't really care whether, Lasombra wakes up. I don't care whether Bylabog gets, and she will just reach into a back pocket and hold up a small, about 12-ounce jar and shake it full of black soil.
She's got a jar of dirt.
And guess what's inside it?
I don't care if Bylabog gets this. I guess I was just here for chaos.
Well, you got that.
In
I
space.
mean, you didn't have to come here for that. You're in New Orleans.
During Mardi Gras.
Oh, listen, the kind are really cute with their chaos and drunken stupidity and, all of the car crashes and the violence. It's cute, but it's not enough. So I wanted things like
Causing mass murder is.
a little bit, yeah. And on top of that, there's arson and Oh, the Malkavians are very fun to just unleash on a group of people.
Are they? What? I suppose I could cause hysteria.
Yeah, and imagine 15 of you.
I'm not even that good at it.
So what are you still doing here?
You literally just got her to stop. Like, it's something they were saying, why are you still here? Go away.
Yeah, no, it was the
Well,
yeah,
we've got a
you've had
speech. We've got a speech headed nowhere. I want to see where it goes.
yeah.
So chaos was the entire reason why you were following Sybil's original plan.
Mainly because I got to see all of your handiwork, and I know that anything that I do to bring back the Sabbat antediluvian or try to realistically unleash Bylabog on places, and one, I have 5 worms here who will try to stop me, and 2, it just doesn't seem like it's worth my time. Besides, with the Justicars coming into town, it'd be easier to pick them off one by one instead. And she'll hold up from another pocket a small leather-bound journal that's just stuffed with notes. Your prince is really sloppy.
Surprising. She did need a bunch of nobodies essentially to do all the work.
Can Simon see anything on the notes?
You can give me an perception and alertness difficulty 9. 2 successes.
Simon's
The
good
one
at saying
thing-
things.
One thing you notice is sticking out is the bottom of a photograph of Guire.
You say the prince is sloppy, but you probably have notes on everyone in the Camarilla here. And not in the Camarilla.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Her note taking is immaculate, but the inability to lock a window when you leave trade secrets, that's sloppy.
Yeah, that is. What does the book say about
Unless you were meant to find it.
I
don't
want to
know.
know what it says about me.
That far ahead. That being said, unfortunately, I am going to have to take my leave. You all have been great.
Do you have to take the book with you?
Oh, of course.
I wanted to read it, damn.
It's been pleasant talking with you. Should you ever have business with the Giovanni, and I am going to hand over my card. Look me up.
If you ever want to finish off that staring contest and see who comes out on top, let me know.
Sure, I can't just read the book real quick.
She will, Guire shall eye you up and down. Hopefully you, but we'll see.
I don't know. Do you think you're a better fight than Sybil?
Oh, we were talking about fighting. Okay. Azure just sort of takes a step forward.
I guess that would depend on your kink.
Guire talks about stuff besides fighting.
Oh, I do.
Oh, she does.
Can I read Guire's page in there?
You're trying to get anything out of that book you can.
It's like
Look you in the eyes and then slowly put it back into her pocket.
Just staring the whole time.
Simon's been staring this entire time too, just unbelievably.
No.
See, I love that. Like she was threatening to like unleash Malkavians, and like that's like she gets 15 Malkavians like Simon, and just like I'm gonna steal the book. Like that thing I'm not supposed to do. I want to do it.
That being said, with everything, good luck putting out fires. And hopefully we will run into each other again over the next few nights.
How many other people are around? Can
My
I hear
car.
any other footsteps in the distance?
Perception alertness difficulty 8.
Can anyone make this check?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
That's flat.
One success.
Nope.
All right, I'll roll my die.
Oh man.
Roll 20 just crashed for me.
Oh, Mercy,
Mercy
got 4.
got 4.
Nice.
I
Simon
didn't-
got
One.
1.
Rest of us got nothing.
So, Mercy, you don't hear footsteps per se. There is. It's weird to hear cars going around here at night, but you're hearing a few.
Guys, I think our clandestine spot may not be so clandestine.
What, you didn't think it was blown by when she walked in?
I'm assuming someone's here to escort her away now. And the book.
I mean, the way it sounds, it's not just someone.
Should be a few.
Well, if they're just here to head off with you, more power to them. I think we should go too.
That's probably a good idea.
All right, well,
Until next time.
Until next time. And like I said, good luck with the fallout. I can only do so much.
all right. Rahab, you want to go save lives?
Generally, yes.
Let's go hit a hospital then. You can handle the saving lives. I'll handle the stopping people who are trying to end them.
And that is where we will take our break.
All righty. Um, We're back.
Okay. So I need to know where everybody plans on going.
Guire's headed to a hospital.
I'm also going to the hospital. So apparently there's some trouble with lodging.
Yeah, one of the hotels is also in danger.
Yes, the hospital that Rahab works at, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Mhm.
the hospital
Yes.
that Rahab works at and one of the Lake Pontchartrain Hotel, I believe,
Mhm.
are the two that are in most danger.
Look, I have fulfilled my usefulness for the for the next bit. I did the talkie talk. Now you guys do the killy kill and the
Stabby stab.
your whole abominable thing.
Yeah. Those of you who don't want to get in a fight, find somewhere safe to be.
Do we have anyone to go to the hotel?
We're not somebody.
I-
There's got to be somebody else in the city that can handle
I-
it.
I might as well.
I've directed Destiny to focus on those two more.
Okay, so Simon, you focused Destiny where?
To the hotel and the hospital.
Hotel and the hospital. Where else are we dealing with?
The other ones theoretically should be getting called off, but the other ones that still potentially have dangers if they don't listen are the French Quarter, and two parade routes.
The Museum of Natural Art.
Yeah.
And a group
French
of
Quarter.
hotels on the eastern side of the city.
And the Museum of Natural Art and a group of hotels on the east side of the city. I believe the prince is heading to the Museum of Natural Art right now,
Mm-hmm.
and there are still about 40 vampires versus 10 Sabbat.
I'll go wherever I'm most useful. I might as well
I know
bring out the big guns, so to speak.
I have to go to the French Quarter regardless. Like if I go home, that is the French Quarter. So I can't avoid going there anyways.
There's a significant number of people to save at the hospital. I'm heading that way to stop the violent part, and Rahab can work on the saving people's lives.
Well, if we've got no one to go to lodging, we may still have to split up.
Once I've dealt with the vampires there, I'll head that way just to make sure.
Even no split up group should be heading to take out an entire group, unless that split up group includes you two. 3 technically.
I'm looking over at Azra.
So I go 3 technically, and I reference Rahab because you two are the 2.
Yeah.
I can. Should just look at Guire. I can go in a separate group.
Let's get Destiny to focus more on the Lake Pontchartrain Hotel. The two of us can clear out 15 shovelheads relatively quickly, while Rahab does her best to save the people in the hospital.
All right, then we need to hurry.
Simon, you want to go somewhere?
Simon shoots off the text to Destiny that the Assamites are going to stab people at the hotel or at the hospital, and to focus more on the hotel. And then looks at Mercy and is like, I have no idea. Like, if I could do something to be helpful, that'd be great. But
One thing you can do is help bring down rise and panic. Anywhere you see it happening.
I can do that.
You all
we-
receive a text message.
So why don't we head to the parade routes and try to keep things contained there?
What was that, Julia?
You all receive a text message.
Okay.
At the same
Mhm.
time. It says retreat from Museum of Art.
That's one down.
We need to hurry. So if we're going to the hospital, let's go. The rest of you can figure out what you're doing, I suppose. And Rahab will rush to her scooter.
Guire and Azra are on a motorcycle, so
I'll at least.
I'm small. Can I hook onto a back? It'll be
come on.
quicker.
Come on.
Jump up and hold on for dear life.
Where are you vampires on a bike?
Well,
I weigh nothing.
Fair.
So
Still waiting for that guy on the unicycle to show up.
Come to Portland, they'll show up.
That's what I thought was like Vampire Game of Portland.
He'll be dressed as Darth Vader and playing the bagpipes.
Hey, I mean, if you
Oh,
if you
that guy.
if you think about it, the coolest outfit that I've ever seen for a Nosferatu was in VTM, the Blood Hunt one, the Fortnite one, which was just a Nosferatu in like a full like body concealing biker outfit with like sealed helmet to just
I don't know
hide
if
their
I've seen that
appearance. And so you just think about that, like a vampire just wearing that to be able to pass around.
So I'm taking my hearse. Anybody want to catch a ride?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will ride with you.
Your place?
Sure.
Don't want to quell panicked crowds at Mardi Gras?
No, that I am. We'll talk about it in the car.
Okay. Simon,
Yes.
you want your usual spot?
Of course.
Hop in the back.
So, the three of you enter. The three of you doesn't narrow down anything. So, Kat, Drevian, and Mercy, you all pile into the hearse.
Yep.
While Aguirre, Azra, and Rahab all hop onto the motorcycle, and both of you make your way to your desired destination. Our camera will focus on the hearse first.
First hearse.
Do you mind? Do you mind taking a quick side? I'm thinking that we might want to take care of some business in this situation.
I know you're a lawyer. I'm going to need specifics.
You have an Elena, I have an Elena.
Yes.
It would be very unfortunate if they ran across a pack of shovel heads during
would.
this whole chaos.
It would.
And if they
Especially
just happen
I
to
could
die in the midtime, I'm sure that's what happened.
I see.
Are you suggesting killing Elena?
Shut up! You're not. Stay in your coffin.
Shut up and get back in the box.
Unless you want to help, in which case then you are then complicit and thus obligated not to reveal this to anybody else. So yeah, come out and let's discuss this. Let's get you involved.
I got some steaks.
It's a
Still.
murder.
I can try.
With the one catch, Simon, I don't care what you do to the former Primogen Elena. You don't get to eat mine.
Hey, listen. I have not
What
even.
generation's the former Primogen?
One above whatever Mercy's new generation is.
I don't even remember this point of a generation.
It's not. Probably better than you, to be honest.
Ninth. I'm ninth.
So 8th,
Yeah.
I'm 10th generation.
whatever happens there, that's between y'all. I know nothing about it. I'm just saying you don't get to eat mine.
And I'm going to look at Simon in the rearview mirror because I'm driving. I have not yet begun to exact the precise amount of karma that I want to exact on my sister. So unless I give you the go ahead, no touchy.
I mean, 8th generation, it'd be risky for me to even try.
I'm glad we're clear.
Unless I can find a 9th generation first.
There is something wrong with you.
You're not in
You're not in that group.
I know I'm not in that group. But man,
I think that's also just Simon's one on a path of enlightenment, not humanity, and also is not concerned about diablerie.
So what I'm hearing, Kat, is that you want to have certain circumstances occur in which the Elenas and the Shovelheads just happen to cross paths?
Oh no, if we want to be specific about it, no, we just find our Elenas and kill them, and then it gets blamed on Shovelhead attacks.
Oh, so how about this? We kill them, and then we drop them in the middle of a Shovelhead fight, and then run like hell.
We can do that, or we can kill them, dispose of their bodies, and nobody will ever know whether it can just be assumed that they died in the chaos of the Sabbat invasion of New Orleans.
Oh, so that trick you can do where you like tear the person apart and then you put somebody else's soul into them? Is that a possibility?
So, yes and no. Can I make it easier for somebody to put an entity to possess someone? Yes.
No.
Threats that I have made, I am not yet able to just take a ghost and force it into a body. Give me time.
That's
But
fair.
no, that's been more me counting on the fact that most people do not understand what my clan can do.
Gotcha.
Morgan
I can make it easier for people to get possessed.
That reminds me. Morgan was quite afraid of your threats of possession and insanity.
I'm sure she was. Tremere generally are short-sighted. They don't know that they don't understand us, and that means they can't control us, and that means they fear us.
But Kat, I just see only one issue with this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pick a way that I want to kill my sister.
I mean, fair.
I see the pacifist down there. Stay out of this.
Just on a motorcycle in a
That is-
different part of town. My friends are plotting
That is
violence.
absolutely fair, and I do not blame you for that.
So many choices.
I'm just saying, and you don't have to do it. Like you can make this way. There is, like I said in that warehouse, there is so much more punishment that can be levied when someone is alive. In my case, this little dance that my aunt and I have been doing. It's been going on for far too long. I was expect I was I don't even I wasn't expecting, and I probably it was too much to hope, but there was a maybe as bad as she fucked up, and maybe it's still coming. Um, my elders would step in and deal with it. They haven't yet. I've been under stress and my patience is done. And if I can take is Elena's Esamite lapdog going to kill me or not off the table, that's that much less stress.
That's fair.
And also, if I do it just right, possibly a new ghost servant. We'll see. But if you don't want to kill yours, that's fine. At the very least, we will no longer be confused when somebody says Elena said something.
See, I don't know because the long drawn out torture does sound delightful.
I mean,
Oh.
if that's the case, if you want that, we don't have to kill her. We can just abduct her, stake her, leave her in torpor, and the same explanation applies.
Leave her in what? Sorry.
Torpor. Stake her, leave her paralyzed in perma sleep until you decide to wake her up and do whatever you want to her. And this is the perfect cover of chaos. Because I'm sure there are Camarilla members who will die tonight.
Probably already some that have.
Yep.
So
And nobody would think twice about two of the Camarilla who have, well, Camarilla and Giovanni, who have been exiled or at least ostracized because of their known involvement with the Sabbat. Not many people are going to go looking for them. It's an opportunity.
so is there a way, and this may have been something you already detailed, where she would be paralyzed, unable to act inside her own body, but still conscious?
I mean, we start with a stake and then we move from there. Yes, there are absolutely ways that you can do that. You can do, I can temporarily or for a certain period of time induce rigor mortis, all the way up to do you want to have continued access to them during this period? Because you could encase them in concrete.
All I really want is for her to see me get everything she had and not be able to do a damn thing.
So you encase her in concrete.
You're in luck. You have a necromancer.
Yeah.
What?
I said, you're in luck. You have a necromancer.
You encase her in concrete and you just leave some way to communicate with her. So you can give her updates whenever you want about how well things are going.
Concrete her into the foundations of a house with her face sticking out.
Now, eventually she will run out of vitae and she will go into torpor. But you can wake her up from that whenever you want. Just feed her a little blood.
I'll think it over.
In fact, you could even make it your blood, and then she will be bloodbound to you, and yet still obsessed with you in the positive way for you, and still unable to do anything about it. So she will be racked with guilt even as much as she hates the fact that she is.
That's my favorite.
I've said it many times over this campaign. Rule number 1, don't piss off a Giovanni. So then you all are headed to
wherever we can find Elena's.
Where are the coordinates to the Elena's?
Well, you know where Elena Giovanni's home is.
This is true.
So,
And to be fair, she might know where yours is.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of Elena network, right?
the Elena connection.
Elena connection.
The terrible thought came to me as Clan Elena.
Just a whole clan of assholes.
uh,
I thought we just dealt with the Primogen from that clan.
You're not wrong.
I mean, they're all assholes. Like every single clan.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's.
Well, Cavian goes crazy.
Oh, some of them are assholes too.
I mean, some of them are assholes, but it's not an entire clan of assholes. It's just an entire clan of crazy.
You could be crazy and an asshole. It's entirely
Not mutually exclusive.
No, not at all.
So,
But anyways,
So we're looking for Elena's.
Primogen.
yeah. Group Hearst heads towards Elena Giovanni.
Yep.
Now, Group Motorcycle, you all are headed to the hospital.
Now grouped by our mode of conveyance.
So, as I'm not going to have you initiative fight through 15 vampires, as much as I'm sure Shawnee would love to just sit here and roll dice all night.
Look, I would be interested in watching that play. But yes, probably.
So, on your way, Azra will. I forget, does Guire wear a helmet?
Not unless she needs to.
Okay. So Azra will just lean up and basically scream into your ear. So what is your plan?
Well, they're going to be distracted on causing chaos, which will leave them fairly open. If my experience with the occasional shovel head is anything to go by, they're probably not looking for anyone who's going to fight back. Should make them easy to pick off one at a time. There's only 15 of them.
So we do this stealth-wise?
That's my plan anyway.
And I apologize. I am awful with names. She will say to Rahab.
Rahab, yes.
And she is part of the plan. How?
Well, she'll be looking for people so that she can try and save them, which will be getting in the way of the people who are trying to do the murder, which will draw their attention to her, making her an excellent distraction when she tries and saves lives, and we can stop them from killing her.
Rahab, you watch her sort of mentally connect the dots. It's a sound plan.
Just forewarning you, if I pull a cross out, you may want to try to avoid seeing or hearing me.
You're a strange little woman. I like you.
It's a fairly simple bait and switch. The person trying to save lives draws the Sabbat's attention, which draws their attention away from the people who are stopping them from doing anything.
And if they don't fall for your plan?
Stab them in the face and move on. They're shovel heads. They haven't been awake for long enough to be that dangerous.
This is true. I just hope. All are willing. Everything is. Everything goes okay.
No plan survives contact with the enemy. That's why you make it simple and stick to it.
Rahab, if things begin to go sour and your tricks are not working, run, flee, do not stay. I know that the people there you're trying to save, get out as fast as you can.
You don't know me very well.
I don't.
She's stared down 2 different Methuselahs. You're not making her run from anything.
I like this one. We can keep up.
We may disagree. We may disagree on how we save lives, but I can respect her bravery, if nothing else.
So the rest of the ride is fairly silent. And you guys get about half a mile from the hospital, and there is just utter chaos happening.
To be expected.
There's a traffic jam, which is fine for you. You're on a motorcycle. You can theoretically just go through the sidewalks and the back alleys.
It's easy to maneuver a motorcycle around cars that are stuck.
Yes. At about a quarter mile from the hospital, there is just a blatant car fire happening. And there are a few dead bodies.
Any obvious Sabat?
No, it does not look like at this point anybody is still here.
All right, time to go inside, I think.
Yep, let's get moving.
Hop off and run inside as fast as my short little leg will carry me.
Okay. So getting inside of the hospital, there is the first thing that you notice, and you don't even have to roll for this, is the evacuation alarm is going off. And it seems like the hospital has gone to emergency generators.
Like I would expect.
And there are quite a number of individuals who are obviously freaked out. Would Rahab have gone in through the emergency room exit or the general, main entrance?
Emergency room 1, probably.
Okay. There are, by your estimation, and just a quick glance, about 5 people who have expired. They're just flat out corpses. But there are quite a number of other people who are severely injured, and it does not look like the room you're in contains any kindred, but everybody in here is on edge. The security guard levels a taser at you.
All right. Time to take charge of the situation.
Okay.
And you are in possession of the presence power, so.
Yes. How did you know exactly what I was looking up? Where is awe? Cool. Yes, I would like to awe everybody here to enforce some order.
Okay, and what is the associated role with that?
That's what I'm looking
It's
up.
going to be charisma and performance. Difficulty 7, and spend a blood point.
Cool.
The number of successes rolled determines how many people are affected.
There we go.
You might want to spend a willpower on this because you're probably going to want at least 3 successes.
Yeah. Charisma performance. And yeah, spend a willpower.
Hey, you got what you need. 3 successes exactly.
Yeah.
It works. That's 60 people.
6 people. But yeah, there's only
6
5.
people.
There's only a handful in this room, so.
Oh, I was reading the wrong power for the numbers. Okay. Well, in that case, as long as the guards run in, use the awe ability. So there's no Sabat in the streets, but we probably want to gather everybody in the same area. What's the most central area of this hospital is going to have the fewest entrances?
You are asking me tough questions that I... if you had to guess...
I mean, I work here, so hopefully I'm not guessing.
Yeah.
So I suppose I've never had to think of it this way.
Largest room with the least number of exits?
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, the emergency ward.
So we're right here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of triage stuff here too. Are there any medical professionals who seem to be in this area?
There is 2 of your coworkers, 2 fellow nurses, and one ER doc who just look completely slammed, and they are going back and forth between the line of patients that is almost out the door and communicating with other staff members.
Oh, right. Rush in immediately to the guards. We need to get as many people into this ward as possible. We need to have lookouts on the main entrances. I have no idea what's going on, but we're going to avoid it getting in here by surprise. At the very least, we can shuffle people away from it. I look at one of the doctors. Look, I love that you're spending a lot of time, but frankly, we need tourniquets and we need quick fixes. If somebody loses a limb, that's a whole lot better than 5 people dying because we're spending too much time trying to stem the bleeding the correct way to do it.
Understood. So,
all right. Get to work, Mother Teresa, Guire says, patting Rahab on the back, and the 2 of them start moving further into the hospital.
I'm going to start rushing through and directing people to this. Where's the nearest blood bank? I'm assuming they're gonna have one in the emergency section.
Yeah, it's not too far from where you currently are.
I'm going to head that direction because I need a lot of blood to do what I need to do, and I'm guessing that's a prime place for people to.
Yeah, I should. When you indicate that, Guire will go and check it and make sure there's not actively a Sabat in there right now.
Yeah. So rush that way and
you
redirect
swipe
people.
Edge and enter the code, and the door unlocks for you. You open it to the walled lines of, or the lined walls of this blood bank that is just filled with bags. And currently, you are the only 2 occupants inside.
I'm going to rip open a drawer and throw some bags at Guire. If you got any tricks, they'll need these.
Oh, I certainly will, she says,
and I'll just
downing one as she moves further into the hospital.
Throw a bunch in my bag and start downing as I rush through.
Okay. So, Guire and Azra, as you and your wife enter into the hospital proper and go into the lobby, it is just mass chaos. There are people who are, it seems like overflow from the emergency room has made its way into the lobby. And there are people with tons of different injuries. There's hospital personnel running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Nurses are just handing out ice packs and just trying to do their best to move from one person to the next, treating people while they are sitting in the lobby.
Which makes it all easy chaos for the pair of Osamites with Obfuscate to slip through.
Oh, yeah. And go ahead and roll me Perception Alertness difficulty 7. You can reduce that by your Auspex, which I believe for you takes it to 5. Oh, okay.
No, it's only level 1, takes it to 6. 3 successes.
As you're going through, you're picking up bits and pieces of different conversations, and you're hearing things like parking lot, psych ward, maternity ward, morgue from different people and different people who have been injured. Morgue you picked up from a doctor talking to another doctor, but the other people were all civilians.
Can I pick up, if all of them are talking at the same time, can I pick up which timeline seems the most recent? Or do they all roughly seem to be happening at the same time?
You know what? Just roll me a percentile.
99. I don't know if high is good.
Yes. The most recent, from what you can tell, psych ward.
I'll indicate to Azra to the psych ward, and we head that way.
So you go up to the 3rd floor. And as soon as, would you have taken elevator or stairs?
Stairs. We're faster than elevators are.
Okay. Completely fair. I just have to ask. So as you open the door and step out, it is eerily silent. Like unnervingly silent. And then there's a scream from the opposite end of the hallway you're on, followed by cackling.
She'll disappear and slip inside.
So the room that you enter has 3 individuals. 2 who are in hospital beds, one of which is restrained to said hospital bed. And an individual who is of average height, male, slick back brown hair, wearing just a band t-shirt and jeans, no shoes, who is just staring between the 2 of them, the 2 individuals in the beds, going, eeny, eeny, miny, mo.
Right when they get to Mo, having drained a bunch of that blood she just drank into her strength, she's going to drive her sword through his chest.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that.
Dexterity and blades. What difficulty is the regular strike? Diff
yes.
6.
Base.
10 successes.
Somebody did.
That's with 3 1s. Jesus Christ.
That's overkill.
That is overkill. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Look, vampires need that kind of thing for those rare times where they hope to maybe survive against a werewolf.
No, I'm not denying his presence. I'm looking at that's a damn good roll.
I think my favorite part is the 10s and 1s match up exactly. For everybody at home, 3 10s are rolled and 3 1s, and there are still 7 successes.
Going to be just a simple 11d10. Because the damage is 2 plus 9, yeah. Oh, plus my strength.
Yes.
Which is currently 6. Or no, sorry, it's currently 6. So
17d10.
17d10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. I do 1 subtract from damage. I don't think they do.
No.
Yeah,
No.
so 7 damage. By the way, it's aggravated because this is my sword that I still haven't used Burning Blade on.
This is also why the getting that many successes is important, because I can't tell you how many times in full Krynos form I've had a text where I got 12 successes to hit, and then I do like with 20 dice 3 damage.
Yeah, I know.
I've watched those rolls happen. It's fantastic.
Oh no, sorry, that's 8. That's 8 aggravated damage. I missed one.
So you go in and you as you whip out your blade, which you enchanted in, I believe, episode 3.
And haven't used yet.
Oh my god, that's
you just run it straight through this man's heart. There's a moment of there's that exhalation that happens from getting stabbed in the back, and he like turns and his neck cracks and his head turns to look at you. And he goes to say something, and as he does, he just expires.
Okay.
She dumps him onto the ground and shoves him out of the hall so the people on hospital beds aren't staring at the dead body.
The one woman who is in here that is not chained to the bed just sort of looks. I picked the wrong week to go to the hospital.
Well, fortunately, the devil's on your side, she says as she shoves the body out.
I broke Jeremy. Okay, so
and just to add to the cryptid feel, she walks out humming her own lullaby.
So as you exit and dump your recent kill into the hallway, as you see Azra from the other side of the hallway holding a gentleman in one hand, and just takes a knife and lets the body fall to the ground.
2.
We got at least 13 left to go through.
I can't tell whether this is going to be fun or it's going to be a chore.
A little bit of both. If any of them have any combat skill, that might spice things up, but so far it's been easy.
That is fair. 2 on this floor, that doesn't make sense, though.
All right. Let's keep moving. And we sweep the hospital.
Okay.
I still have one more use of this sword as aggravated damage.
So, gonna need a couple rolls from both you and Austin.
Okay.
So, with the whirlwind of activity happening, Austin, I need from you to keep up this momentum with the presence and the manipulation going on. I would like a manipulation or charisma. I will let you use either. And leadership.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Yep.
Wow.
So you went.
It's not a botch.
It's not a botch. Well,
that did not go well.
It is a botch.
No, they spent the willpower.
Oh, that's right. You right. Thank you. So your first big hurrah to round everybody up, it did great. The people that you did interact with for the rest of the night, will continue to have your back. It is very difficult for you to get others to respect you at this point.
Gotcha.
Without assistance. Like every once in a while, you'll be trying to corral a group, and then a doctor will step in and say, okay, we have to listen to her. And then people will do what you need. I then would like you to make me an intelligence and medicine check. Difficulty, I'm lowering the difficulty to 6 because instead of making you do like 30 of these rolls, I want to lower your like set your difficulty at base.
Oh, let's keep spending willpower, I guess, because I got it. This might not be the best idea, but
Hey,
That's
1, 2,
better.
3, 4, 5,
Five
6 successes.
successes.
6 with the willpower.
Yep,
Oh, yeah,
6 with
6 with
willpower.
willpower.
So you are between leading people and patching people up and doing quick triage medicine, you're able to get most of the people in here handled fairly quickly and efficiently. And that includes the people who are coming in off the street.
Awesome.
Which there still are people pouring in.
Yeah, because this is not the only place.
Guire, from you, I'm going to need, there are 5 floors, and you've been through one of them. I'm going to need 4 more of your attack rolls.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Dexterity. Where's my blades? Where'd it go? Dexterity melee. 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Okay.
8 successes. 11 successes. And 4 successes.
I think we found what Guire's good at.
Murder.
Running through people with a sword?
Oh, the last one puts up a fight, apparently.
Yes. So on most of the floors, you and Azure have a pretty easy time. When you get down to the morgue, you guys are pinned down because of the way that this morgue is designed. There's the 2 exits and the elevator, and it's a hallway. So you guys, for a good 20, 30 minutes, are playing back and forth with gunfire. But eventually, there's the telltale jamming of a gun, or somebody
Someone has to
runs out of
reload.
bullets.
Somebody has to reload, yeah.
And you guys manage to dispatch everybody with, I will say, 4 points of wounds each.
That tracks.
So you guys, you don't come out unscathed, but you are definitely doing a lot better than all the people you either ashed or just completely bodied.
Is that lethal damage?
Yes.
How much blood can I pick up just from the environment? Like, not trying to drain any civilians who are injured, but just ambient from just everything that's being spilled around here.
4 points.
I will spend those 4 points and heal myself.
Okay. So it takes about an hour to clear the hospital. But between the 2 trained assassins and the trained nurse, you guys are able to get the chaos in here under control.
Which is important because everyone else getting injured elsewhere in the city is going to be funneling here.
And that's, after that hour is up, is when you guys first get the chance to look at your phones, which have been going wild. The last 3 texts, however, are all retreats from other areas. Meaning that effectively the Sabbat invasion has been fought off for one more day.
Yay. We did good.
And we will pick back up with Team Hearse encountering one of the 2 Elenas next week. So, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.